and gentlemen, and welcome back to Humanity Never Dies. In the last episode, we began with a major blunder, selling off some Advent Trooper corpses for supplies only to discover that we required them for the Predator armor upgrade. Praying that it would not prove costly, the team was sent to their next mission in an underground sewer where they were met by a host of Advent mechs, and gratefully came back with only minor injuries. We continued the wave of autopsies once returned, but it wasn't long before we sent the team on a supply raid. The mission began without too much trouble, as the Lost and Advents came to blows, but as soon as we were revealed, we were on the back foot. Worsened by the appearance of the Hunter once again, we took down plenty of enemies, but beat a hasty retreat. Tails between our legs, the Council approached us for a mission to rescue a scientist, a job for the A-Team. We found ourselves at the start of this mission in a downtown sort of area. We also have ourselves an Advent Stun Lancer who has joined our side. This is one of the bonuses that you get from the Skirmisher faction, which I unlocked earlier last episode, I think it was. So it means that we get an additional operative, which is really useful, and a Stun Lancer at that, which isn't the worst thing. Also, if they die, we don't really care, because it's not one of our operatives. But it's great that we got that additional one. So the aim of this mission is that we've been given a scientist. As you can see, he is with our troops right now, sort of huddled at the back, and we have to escort him all the way through to the extract zone. So we're going to get the entirety of our troops to do that, and we're also going to make sure that we have as much of a defensive line and circle around our operative, our scientist, sorry, for as long as possible. So we end the first turn with just moving our operatives around. We haven't spotted anyone, which is always very good. What we're going to do is we're going to get McEwen to go all the way up top so that she can spot any enemies that need to be. Also, because she's the designated sniper, we know how powerful she is from above. She's also recently got death from above, which is rarely useful. It means that if you kill someone from a heightened position, it counts as just one action rather than two actions. Which is great when firing a sniper rifle, because it means you can shoot and then move, or you can shoot then go on Overwatch with your pistol. In the case of McEwen, shoot and possibly use her ability to get Lau to take a bonus action with her bond. But yeah. So the rest of the team are going to go around. We're going to spread out a bit more. Not really sure where the enemies are at this point. Am I going to... Got it. Yeah. It's definitely a wise thing to do there was not to sprint out. I don't want to spot any additional enemies at this point when all of them are not on Overwatch. And I've heard some enemies, which is very convenient. I don't remember if we're concealed. It makes no sense that we're not, but... No, we're not concealed. Okay. Yeah, so we've got to make this one even more careful. Lau hasn't spotted anyone. I move her using one of her actions without actually triggering any enemies. Same here with Fuentes, although he does go into Overwatch. And White is also going to move around and go into Overwatch. And then our scientist is going to move back to a safer location. And she's going to then hunker down and mean that we don't have to worry too much about it. We've also only got 10 turns to do this by, so we've got to be careful with what we are doing. Make sure that we don't waste too much time going slowly.
Moving to position.
So with most of our team on Overwatch, now McEwen is going to go around. She gets spotted, but so the enemy has to move around and suffer some Overwatch strikes. Almost not suffer any. Good Overwatch strike from White. And then we're going to Lightning Hands the Trooper, killing him outright, which is wonderful. That means we don't have to worry about that shield bearer. And then we've got the Trooper as well. 75% chance. I think I wonder whether or not I should Overwatch or not, but I choose not to, instead go for a shot. Getting 3 damage in. It's nice, it's good damage. There's nothing to write home about, but it's better than not hitting any at all. So, Kelby then going to go into Overwatch, as is Lau. And the movement that happens, Fuentes is going to fire off his auto pistol and miss. And then he's going to be marked by the officer. The trooper's then going to go around and is going to be shot by Lau, although Lau misses. and the trooper's going to use the mark to shoot at Fuentes, dealing 5 damage, which is a lot of damage. But it could be worse, it could have been much worse. They both used up their actions moving, which is really nice. So now we've just got to fire them off. So McEwen is going to get a nice little 100%er, killing off the trooper very easily, and gets the death blow above, which means that she can pistol out the officer, which she does, dealing 4 damage. So dealing a lot of damage, 12 damage in that turn, not bad. Also getting herself some additional ability points, which isn't too bad. The officer has too much health for Fuentes to kill him in 1, so what I'm going to do with White is move him around the back. 76% chance to hit. Managed to get critical strike on him, killing the officer there. That means that White has prevented Fuentes from being marked. That allows the rest of the troops to move around, get ourselves into further positions, having taken care of one of the enemy bodies that are around. And then the scientist is going to move around as well. Get ourselves in the center of all of our sort of encircled troopers behind the main line. What this does is it means that we don't have to worry too much about being flanked from behind, and there's a lot of our troopers to go through, so they're probably going to go, and if we do uncover enemies, they will go for our troopers rather than the scientist, who is the most valuable member here of this team. So with that turn having been done, we don't notice any more additional enemies, so we're just going to move up very slowly, moving into Overwatch where we can. There's not much that we can move up, like all of the terrain seems to be slightly out of range for a single strike, or a single movement I should say. Fuentes moving up to get that loot, which is very convenient. Going into Overwatch, we're going to move this very slowly. As you can see, like White's in a really meh position because he can only move like 2 spaces up and go into Overwatch, which isn't a lot of ground to cover. But I can't go further because that would be rushing through and or dashing through I should say, and then wouldn't get any additional benefits from that. It's the same with the stun lancer here, so what do I do? So I could go left of Lau, but I decide to go all the way, use my movement to go next to Fuentes. And McEwen's going to go on Overwatch. Still nothing. So Kilby's going to move up. Doesn't spot anything, he's going to go into Overwatch. Starting to be a little confused as to where the enemies are. Lau still doesn't spot them, moved quite far up though. Fuentes is going to go around the side of the building, doesn't spot anymore, goes into Overwatch. White's going to go next to Kilby and go into Overwatch, so we've got a nice little line that's gone up again. Going to go and dash the scientists behind Lau just because I want to get to that same line. I want to move quite quickly through them. And then the stun lance, as you can see there, I choose not to go further than what the line already is because that would be not the best thing to do. But just going to Overwatch, we do get some more sound from the aliens, so they're definitely up ahead of us. And we don't hear anything more, so Kilby's going to move up. Doesn't spot any, doesn't go into Overwatch because Kilby's much better at not being in Overwatch at this point, and that's where we see the enemies. So we see a Spectre, that's right, I remember their names now. A Spectre, a Viper, and 2 Vipers. So they go around, one of them's hiding behind a motorcycle, which is pretty good. And we've got a person yelling and calling. So we get a nice little shot there. There is a civilian, which I managed to avoid, but we're going to try and kill, strike at the Viper and at the Spectre with Lau's grenade launcher. Goes in, shoots, 3 damage to both. The bike is probably going to blow up at some point. Fuentes gets himself into some position. He doesn't have very good shots. It's quite a big distance to be fair, but yeah. And then White's going to go up. He could fire off the grenade, which I think is what I choose to do, just because that will explode the vehicle, whilst also hitting the Spectre as well, which is something we definitely want to do. There we go. So yeah, kills off the Viper, promotes as well, so that's good. And then I'm going to get Scientist to sort of go behind Kilby and White just because there's more bodies to go through. McEwen does have a good shot. 56% is better than no shot, I guess. It's enough anyway, it does do damage, although it is dodge damage, so it only does 3. But it's better than nothing. Kilby then going to go, I think she's going to go into Overwatch. and I think so is Fuentes. Meanwhile, the Stun Lancer, I think I'm just going to rush him forward, which I'm attempting to bait out shots and strikes from enemies. Also a walking yelling person because AI in this game. So I'm attempting to bait out the shot. We'll see what happens with that. Sadly, the Spectre then also baits out my Overwatch shots, which isn't great, and then also on top of that goes to Fuentes, does his special ability, Shadowbound. Don't know if we've seen that yet, but what it does is it makes the operative unconscious and creates a ghost of the operative, which when destroyed will then revert the operative to consciousness, or when the Spectre is killed, the same thing happens. The Shadowbound just gets killed and the operative returns. And then from this side the Viper goes and hits at Lau, binding her, doing 2 damage, and also preventing her from taking any action. It's taking 3 damage actually, that's crazy. So first things we're going to do is we're going to save our buddy, 70% chance to do so, killing also the Viper in the process if I hit. Which of course McEwen does, although it doesn't. No, yeah, it does manage to kill it. But yeah, and saves Lau, which is great. Doing a free reload there, but not doing anything else. So next thing we're going to need to do with the Spectre, we're going to slice it down with Kilby, dealing 5 damage. Not quite killing it off, but good enough, really.
Okay, I'll go.
Then Lau's going to go around the side. Not really much more that we could do there. Doesn't have good shots. There's a, I don't know if you heard the splashy sploshy, but there was a civilian just walking around, causing the animation to take a while. And then what we're going to do with White is we are going to fire a grenade off. 3 damage is guaranteed, so that was going to kill the Spectre. It'll get Fuentes up and destroy the Shadow Monster. So everything's good. The Shadow Monster, just the Shadow. What's it? I don't even know what they were called. I guess they're just called a Shadow of the operative. And then our scientist is going to hunker down. Now there will be a cut in just a moment. The reason for that is because the rest of the 5 turns is me going up on top of the roof where the extraction point is and getting extracted. I don't know where the other aliens were. They were probably off somewhere. They might have been in one of the buildings, but because of that I don't get any additional combat, so I thought it'd be better if I just go up and extract him and accelerate that, so you don't have to look at me very, very carefully moving up from top towards the building. But yeah, so this fight went pretty okay. We did take some damage from Lau and Fuentes.
Is it clear?
I remembered the name Spectre, which is good, and we managed to get our scientist without any casualties. So much better. We also didn't lose the Stun Lancer, which is also something I wasn't really expecting, especially since the Stun Lancer could have been just a free attack. We didn't really get attacked by anyone. But yeah, so apparently missing 3 enemies. Don't know whether they were, who knows. Managed to get only 1 promotion, but it was White up to Sergeant, which is a good upgrade to get, so we're going to go and get him Suppression, I think. We might get him Demolition. I think we get Demolition, yeah we do. Demolition, very good upgrade. Then we also get a new scientist, which we really sorely needed at this point.
Hello,
as well as getting
Commander.
a nice little data pad and some intel. So, returning to the ship, to the Avenger, we go back to the bridge and carry on from the main battle map. A supply drop that we've got, as well as another supply drop to get more supplies. So 65, oh my god, that's such a low amount of supplies, it's unreal. It will get us up to over 100 though, so I guess it's not too bad, especially early game, but like, that's such a low amount. We'll also complete our power relay. I believe that's the second one. So that'll give us all the power that we need for the rest of the campaign, for sure. As well as then getting ourselves the ability to clear more alien machinery with our engineer here. We're kind of running low on engineers, we probably should get some more. Yeah, so gonna get ourselves more supplies. Avatar project goes up. It is slowly going up to the maximum level though. And we complete our Covertop. Which means we get an engineer back, I believe, because Kilby was on that. What am I going for? Yeah, so we're kind of wondering what resistance covert op to do. This is the issue that this game, I say issue, it's one of the great things of this game. I love covert ops, but there's a lot of things that show up only once, so you need to have a look at those orders before you choose what you want to go on, because the orders sometimes are really good. So yeah, it looks like we're going to go for that instead. I'm not entirely sure what that was. Yeah, supply run for more supplies, as well as getting us bonus to our aim and everything. I would put McEwen on her own without Lau. Interesting. And put Carter there. And then we're not going to add the engineer. Okay, well, whatever. Carry on. So yeah, as I said, we've got Kilby back, so we can process that. So it goes from 30 days to 15, which is insane in the scheme of things, how quickly that changes. And then continue getting our supplies up so that we can get ourselves... Oh, now it's up to like 210. Mostly because we completed that room, so that gives us extra supplies. I think the covert op may have also been a supply related one. Dangerous enemy detected. So these facilities that are marked with dangerous enemy are the ones with the alien rulers. Well, that was very quick covert op, holy crap. Managed to do that very quickly, get ourselves bonus aim on McEwen. Eventually, as this is a numbers game, the other thing that the covert ops do, is that if you just continuously get the same troopers through the same upgrades, they just become ridiculous. So if we just get McEwen to do every single aim additional op, she's just going to get out of hand regarding like hitting things. Then again, this is still Xcom.
Welcome to the fight.
Commander, I have confirmation that the comms tower in Mexico is fully operational and that we can start broadcasting to New Brazil whenever you say the word. I also wanted to ask, if I may. The troops have been seriously frustrated with the inaction towards Perkins and his blunder. It's beginning to have some effect on morale, you see, and I think some decisive action is required, or the Council may withdraw its support. Just a suggestion, Commander. Good night.
So we finally get our comms tower up. This is the first one that we get up, and effectively means that every operation from there becomes, or every intel to get a new resistance contact becomes cheaper by a significant amount of intel, actually. It also means that now that we've got 2 up, these comms tower, you can't see it on the map, but when we eventually get back to the map, you'll see that there is a amount of comms towers you need in a region to unlock its bonus, and you need 2 in North America, so that's what that was for. What are we going to do here? I think we're going to go with plasma rifles, if I'm honest. Oh, experimental weapons. Interesting. I've learned since that was a bad choice to go for, because it's literally pointless without the Alien Rulers DLC sorted. But anyway, we get ourselves more guerrilla ops. So we've got 2 potential ones, a specialist, a Lieutenant Smith, or to get ourselves some more intel, 67, as well as a good old counters dark event, Xcom will not be concealed, which is so strong that we need to go for that one. The ability to conceal is something that makes this game not easier, but we just need to do it. In any case, we take Bernadotte, Floyd, McEwen, Farlogo, and Lentz on this mission so that we can sort that out. But we need to get rid of that dark event, because that's a dark event that we cannot in any sort of way allow to happen. Not being able to conceal would make every mission ridiculously impossible. Not impossible, but super slow. You would lose that first turn advantage. It's just a really, really bad dark event. Anyway, we end up on this roof in what looks like a very small market town somewhere.
On my way.
It's in Mexico.
Got it covered.
Yeah, just gonna carry on, start the mission as normal. moving our troops around, going to see, look, we are concealed right now, which means we're not going to get spotted by the enemy, which is great. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to rush around, impervious to any enemy affliction, so that's good. We're going to see if we can spot the enemies, which we do. We spot a Spectre along with a Sectoid. He seems to be off to one side. McEwen is going to get herself her high ground.
Affirmative, covering now.
And Floyd is going to rush very far ahead to do more scouting. I think that's all that happens in this mission right now. On this turn, I should say. We've got 7 turns for before the network shut down. I think what we need to do is gather the intel. Oh, look at that beauty. So Floyd has an ability from a previous promotion where anyone who is spotted by him is permanently spotted. So we always know where they've gone. It's such a strong ability to get. It really makes the Reaper like the fundamental scouting operative, because it's just stupidly powerful. Len's going to move up. We need to go to that. Yeah, we've got to download it. So basically, we just need our specialist to go up, and then she can go up and get that straight up. So I'm just looking to see what that is. Bernadette being our specialist in this time. I'm just having a look at the hack, see if it's any worth getting. The hacking in this game is pretty meh. Oh my god, 160 tech score. Still happening.
Attempting infiltration.
Sorry about that, y'all. So I guess we're going to get Bernadette to just rush through. See if she can spot any more enemies, but there aren't any. And McEwen's going to stay up there for now. We're not going to open up on the enemies yet, mostly because I want to see where the rest of them are, but also because I'll be done. Well, the aliens moving up there, not too much is happening. Bernadette just going straight into Overwatch. It looks like I've decided to just open up on them at this point. It's not a bad move. So we've got stuff there. Lens is actually in the combat area. So I'm going to start with a good shot from McEwen, 96% on the Spectre. Boom, 6 damage. Slow end, but it does damage, reveals us. We can then go into our Overwatch shots. Sadly, and this is something that I should have realised, is that the Spectre is going to move and all the Overwatch shots are going to be on him and do no damage because he's in his ghost form. So I technically wasted all their shots. So what we got left is Shadow. So we've got a remote start over there. We've got several remote starts around, several bikes. None of them are useful, but it's always good to have a little look. Got Claymore going in, which doesn't actually get anyone, so I don't think I'm going to fire it. Please don't. Oh my god, I actually do. Interesting. So you can shoot a Claymore without going into out of Shadow. So I think I'd go and decide to do that. Does 5 damage. That's a lot of damage actually, and it does destroy the cover to change it to half cover, which is not the worst thing to happen. I went about that really wrong there. Bernadette gets caught up and becomes a Shadow. What's good about Shadowbind is it does no damage, so it's just really frustrating, but it doesn't actually do any damage. And it's, I feel like it's better than Mind Control, or is it? Sectoids are actually really easy to kill, so I don't know whether it's better than Mind Control or not. It's an interesting one. I guess it's better because you could technically use up your specialist's revive skill to get your operative back, even if the Shadow is still there. That was an interesting 2 move on the Sectoid there. So what we're going to do, 100% chance to kill the Spectre, which is just a sort of no-brainer. Kills the Spectre, kills the Shadow, gets Bernadette back up. And we got a nice little flanking shot on the Sectoid with Bernadette, if she so wishes. I think I move McEwen down. I feel looking back on this, this was probably one of the big mistakes of this mission, was moving McEwen off the high ground. Also that, what the hell was that? In any case, we can get Lens to go up and slash him, but like, how did Bernadette miss that? What, good old 10 damage with Blade Master and melee vulnerability from Lens there. Not bad. Nope, kills him off. However, does manage to spot the next group of enemies. So we've got a Codex, I think. Oh no, we don't. We've got the It's a shield bearer, a purifier, and a advent officer. Now we do need to skulljack the officer, which is why I said there's a codex, because I can tell you now that we do that in this mission. So we need to wound him enough that we can skulljack him. I believe I've given the skulljack to Lens, which makes sense because Lens is the melee specialist. However, Lens is also out in the open.
Finally.
Put a fire logo around the side. Not a very good chance to hit. I think I decided to go into Overwatch. Is that a good idea? Yeah, that's what I thought. So she's teamworking with Lens. That allows Lens to get himself another action, which is imperative, so that he gets out of the way and doesn't get absolutely mullered. He's going to get himself full cover around the side here. So going at this point, it's not too bad. Fire logo is marked by the officer. Luckily the officer does miss because she is in hard cover. The shield bearer is going to shield up. And the purifier is going to move up and I think attempt to get the Reaper, yeah. But misses, however the ground around him is on fire.
Fire is growing.
So, this I think is the pivotal turn basically. If McEwen was still up, this would be less risky to fire all this stuff. I can't believe I got it down way too early. So we've got the potential to skulljack at this point, and I think I go for it. Just because that's a... if it hits, it 100% kills the officer, which is a stupid mechanic in my opinion, but also makes sense. So we're going to hack 250 tech score. 1% chance of doing that. Nowhere near. But yeah, so we access the network, we get the codex up, we also get a laser sight.
Thank you.
And it was at this point in the mission, as soon as the codex appears, that I remember, oh yeah, once you use the skulljack on the officer, a codex appears, and it's not great. The codex is such a strong enemy, it took me by surprise, it wasn't cool. We've still got 3 turns until we can actually get the shut down. We're on a timer and it's not going great basically. Lens is also out completely in the open, which isn't cool. McEwen doesn't have good shots on anyone because she's not up, so I have to bring her all the way back up.
On your order.
Such a waste of a turn. Really sucks. But yeah, so learning from my mistakes for sure. There's also a free reload, so there's no point in reloading the shot regardless. Luckily Floyd is around the side, he's going to be able to get himself a flanking shot on the codex. It's not going to do a lot of damage, which kind of sucks. Also when you shoot codex, it clones itself. So now there's 2 codexes on the field.
I have never seen anything like this.
Oh, I haven't seen anything like this either, Tegan. So, fire logo, moving around, flanking shot on the codex. This probably would have been better to shoot. Oh my god, she missed, I can't believe this. Oh, it's not going great. This turn could have been better in a lot of ways. I feel like going for the skulljack straight away probably wasn't the best thing. I probably should have cleared out the rest of the enemy first. Bernadotte goes around the side, does manage to get the critical strike on it. Shield bearer is going to go shoot and critically hit Lens, leaving him on 1 HP, and then the purifier is basically going to finish him off. Oh, maybe not. Oh, he is in water, I guess. Oh, I guess Lens is still alive.
Appears to be in a state of flux.
Sonic bomb.
Simultaneously across multiple dimensions.
So that disables 2 of our features, and I think the codex now finishes off Lens. There we go. Pew. Oh, Lens. Poor Lens. And we've got a bomb make death. At this point I was very frustrated as well because if she's going to go berserk, she's going to stay in the psionic area, and that's not going to be good. Also misses both her shots against the... oh my god, that's horrible. There's also some super heavy breathing. I love the heavy breathing. So we got to think about how we're going to work this out. What I'm going to do with Shadow is I'm going to move up on top of the roof. That means that at least Floyd is not going to be hurt or attacked by anything that happens here. It's teamwork ability, which we're not going to do. We've got 2 turns until the network shut down. Go around for the flank. We could wait another turn. We don't have to do it now. Oh my god. I'm very frustrated by myself at the moment. Also, research time. That's good. Then aren't we doing a 2-turn research for experimental weapons? It's so bad. I'm making so many bad choices this battle. Purifier getting shot is a great choice though, because if he explodes, manages to kill the codex around him. So at least one thing went right this battle. Holy crap. So, stay up there. Codex dies. Farlogo takes 6 damage. Shield bearer is on his own. He's gonna flanking shoot Bernadotte. Deals damage to her. And then the Codex is gonna go around the side. Also going to shoot Bernadotte? Yeah. And Bernadotte also dies. So, 2 operatives dead. 2 bondmates gone.
This is the end. We're losing it.
Floyd goes berserk. I don't think he loses Shadow though, but he is berserk. So, gonna have to heal. She's gonna heal herself. We've only got 3 operatives left of the 5 we started with. We've lost Lens and Bernadotte, who were 2 promising ones. And then Farlogo is going to use her revive protocol to stop Floyd from panicking. Or from being berserk, I guess. I don't know whether or not that was a good choice. He is still in shadow, which is superb.
I go where you tell me.
So, how are we going to pull this off? Now we've only got 3 people. I've spotted more enemies, including a Muton, which is not cool. There's a remote start over there. There's nothing much we can do with that. McEwen doesn't have a shot on any of the enemies. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go around the side, and that's what I think is the best option, is for McEwen to go around and flank and get ourselves onto a building where Floyd was previously. This gives her a height advantage, means that she gets better shots on people. Floyd, there's not much more he can do there. Probably should just stay there though. The enemy's going to move forward. No shots on anyone, they're just going to advance. Farlogo at this point is the only visually visible enemy. Those 3 are not technically activated, so there's no problem there. As the Codex moves up, the shield is finally removed, which is wonderful. We've got 1 more turn until the loot. So that was a misclick there. The Floyd going up, he's got a nice little position where he's basically just spotting for everyone, and Farlogo and McEwen are going to have to do the best that they can do to just remove the enemy. So, flanking shot on the shield bearer, which does get a critical strike, hitting it, 8 damage, beautiful. Now the question is, what do I do with a Reaper that's technically in shadow? Do I go and strike these guys, do I not? It's a hard decision to make. Farlogo doesn't have a great shot, so she's just going to go into Overwatch. And Floyd doesn't have a good shot on the Codex either, so there's no point in going for it. Codex teleports up, which means that Farlogo doesn't get the Overwatch shot, and luckily he uses Sonic Bomb on McEwen, which is good. We don't get the loop, which kind of sucks, but what can you do? What's nice is that McEwen can go around the flank and shoot with her pistol without needing to reload. In fact, does it with a lightning hands with critical strike. So, thank God, we did it. We don't have to deal with the Codex, now we just gotta deal with a Muton and buddies. So, at this point, quite a little bit of this is going to be positioning, so be prepared for a little bit of a lengthy, slow going forward. Mostly because I want to complete this mission without losing any more operatives. And this is very tough. So we're going to move around. Floyd is going to be our spotter for much of this, and the rest of the team are going to move up to positions where they can do damage without putting themselves in harm's way, whilst also giving them the most bonus. This means that McEwen is going to go into and up to that building so that she gets herself the largest amount of bonuses. Floyd is just going to move around to make sure he can keep the enemy within sight, and Farlogo is going to stay where she is because We don't want them... Oh god, I thought she was spotted then. We don't want the enemies to be triggered by our operative. We just want them to stay still and so that we can move and not have to worry about anything. So McEwen gets herself into a position up here. Currently the only people that she can target are the ones that Floyd is tracing. We no longer have any problems in terms of a timer, mostly because Bernadotte, although she didn't need to do it when she did it and it caused her to die, she did manage to turn that off, so that's not too bad. We're going to put Floyd up top as far as he can, and he does get a nice little shot up there, potentially. I don't know which one I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for the Muton. So the reason I'm doing Floyd first, because there's a chance that he wouldn't have been spotted. Sadly, he does get spotted. Does manage to get a good shot on the Muton while he can, because that Muton could get into cover, it'll be more difficult to get shots on him, and I feel like that's very necessary for that to happen. Farlogo then can go up. She gets a flanking shot, I think, on the Purifier. No, on the Advent Trooper. Misses again. So far, Farlogo has missed so many shots this combat. It's not helpful in any way. So we get a lightning hand strike on the Trooper from McEwen. She does manage to hit. Her aim bonuses are through the roof at this point, so that's all good. And we need to go for a death, so we're going to go for the Advent Trooper, even though he's the least dangerous of the lot. Getting an enemy down means there's only 2 enemies we need to worry about. There's only 2 shots that are going to go against us. Also getting the death from above bonus, which means that we can fire with a pistol, although that does miss. The amount of actions that we're doing against the enemies is good. We're lucky in a sense that we've got a suppression going on for Floyd. However, the Purifier then destroys his cover, which is not great. But it means that the Muton isn't using his grenade against Floyd, and all. There's a lot of bonuses for that. 55% chance Farlogo misses once more, does destroy the cover, so it's not the worst thing, but it is frustrating to an extent. McEwen shooting at and missing the Muton. Probably would have been better not to. I mean, that's a silly thing to say, but yeah. Got a few remote starts possible, but nothing concrete. So what we're going to do with Floyd is that we're going to have to move, because he's currently got no cover whatsoever, and we don't want that. We're lucky because of the height discrepancy and the fact it's an Overwatch shot. Floyd doesn't get hit by the Muton. Manages to take the shot on the Purifier, so we're all good. McEwen, however... Oh no, that's Farlogo gets shot by the Muton there. That's not good. She's back on 1 health. What's good with the Purifier, who once again destroys Floyd's cover, is that the Purifier doesn't have the length of range to go and hit Farlogo. Farlogo's going to do a turn of self-heal. She's going to reload. She gets a 25% shot, so she's not going to shoot that. What we're going to do is we're going to kill the Purifier with McEwen. Purifier does explode, so that's only 1 enemy left. There's potential for a grenade strike, but what we're going to do is going to move to a place where we... Ooh, I think that's a bad move. Yeah, move so that we don't get flanked shot by the Muton, which is something I really feared would happen. So because of the way in which the Muton has moved, there's currently no shot from Floyd, although I don't want to go down because the Muton does have a melee strike. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him around to the hard cover, and I'm going to put him on Overwatch, and then I'm going to heal Farlogo. Oh, so we turned a 4 versus 3 to a 1 versus 3 somehow. Get a flanking shot from Floyd. Takes him down 5 hit points, 3 hit points plus 2 armor, and then with a reload and another shot, hopefully that will be enough to kill. 78% chance. Does manage to get the kill with Blood Trail. So, managed to succeed this mission, but by lord was it a bloody mission. We lost 2 of our best operatives. Well, not best operatives, but like they were potential A-team operatives for sure, with Bernadotte and Lens going down. We gained only a single promotion, with Farlogo going up now to Lieutenant. Floyd did amazing, McEwen did really good as well, but we lost 2 people where we really shouldn't have. Plus side, we get Field Medic, which is great. And we get the Codex Brain. So we did complete our mission, which is really, really good, because that means that we can move on with the game as well. We also get an Advent Trooper Corps, which we need to get Predator armor.
New objective added.
Did you hear? 2 dead, Bernadotte and Lenz. Fuck, just fuck. If it wasn't for Perkins and his inability to read basic fucking English, we wouldn't be here in this mess. I'll tell you, if they try to put me on a mission without the proper gear, it will not be Advent that they'll have to worry about. Mark my words, that Predator armor better be the next thing on Shen's list, or there'll be hell to pay.